fracture it precisely. So in the end, what do they want? I mean, in the end, what the Marxists want is to create a totalitarian government where the party, which chose itself, does whatever the hell it wants. There are no rules. There are no limitations. You have no say. So, in terms of commonality with jihadists, and I would say for the record, look, when I'm saying jihadist, does not equal
Muslims.
All Muslims.
Yeah.
By any stretch of the imagination. I've operated a lot in the Middle East against jihadis. Most of the time it was like 3 white boys like me, and everybody else on the op is a Muslim from this country fighting against the jihadis.
Right.
And actually most of the guys doing the dying are the Muslims on our side.
Yep.
There's 150 of them, 3 of us in this op, basically, kind of thing. So just for the record, in the end, what are the jihadists looking for? They're looking for domination, right? They're not looking for religious freedom. This is not you practice your religion, I want the freedom to practice mine kind of thing. This is either you will convert if you're not us, or you will be subjugated and, if necessary, eliminated. Mm-hmm. But one way or the other, we're on top. And again, just to drive home, this is not all Muslims thing. Obviously, jihadists hate Christians. They hate Jews. They hate anybody who's not Muslim. But more than that, they hate, most of all, any Muslim who does not agree with their interpretation of Islam.
Right.
If you are an apostate, a person who doesn't think right in their view, and you're a Muslim, you are the worst of all, man. Years ago, ISIS captured a Jordanian pilot who was flying against them in Syria, I think. And his plane either crashed or was shot down, but he was captured alive. They put him in a cage and they burned him alive.
I saw that.
And that was not just because they're sick guys, although they are. It was a deliberate, concrete representation of the fires of hell. And the reason for that was because you're a Muslim and you're fighting against us, you're worse than all the rest of those guys. You're worse than the Christians. You're worse than the Jews.
Because you're a traitor. Because
you're a traitor to the faith. You're wrong thinking. Yeah.
Oh, man. So are you familiar with the Frankfurt School?
Yeah.
Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Critical theory, repressive tolerance, stuff like that.
This is what I was alluding to a little bit earlier. Marx and Engels come up with this idea literally in the 1840s. It's all about the poor guys that work in a factory against the big guy. And then as time goes on, Marxist thinkers are confronting this issue, which is, if we're right, and that's the dynamic, and if this is the evolution of history, if this is where we're going historically, then clearly the places where the revolutions ought to be occurring would be in the most industrialized nations. If it's all about the proletariat, the workers against the bourgeoisie, the rich guys, well, then the United States, Germany, England, France should be where the revolutions are taking place. But in fact, the successful revolution to date has been in Russia as of this point, which was not really particularly industrialized. So basically, they're wrestling with this. Why are we being unsuccessful in these industrialized countries?